Ethan stepped off the crowded metro and adjusted his backpack. The city lights flickered like stars around him, reflecting off glass buildings and shiny cars. It had been a long day at the engineering lab, and his mind felt tired. Yet, walking through the familiar streets of his neighborhood gave him some comfort. Even after all these years, he liked coming home. As he turned the corner near the park, he noticed something strange. A figure was standing under the old oak tree, the one where Ethan used to play as a child. The figure looked human at first. Tall, graceful, but there was something in her movements that seemed almost unreal. She held herself with an elegance Ethan had never seen before. Then she spoke, her voice soft but clear. "Ethan, do you recognize me?" Ethan froze. His heart skipped a beat. The voice was familiar, impossibly familiar. He squinted, trying to see her face in the dim light. The stranger smiled, and a sudden wave of memories rushed through him. "Lyra," he whispered, almost afraid to say the name aloud. The woman's eyes lit up. "Yes, it's me, your childhood neighbor." Ethan blinked rapidly. Memories of his childhood home, the small houses in the neighborhood, and a girl who had been his closest friend all came rushing back. But that girl had disappeared without a word when he was 10 years old. He had never understood why. And now, standing before him, was this same girl, or at least someone who looked like her, but older, radiant, and not entirely human. I don't understand," Ethan stammered. How?" Lyra tilted her head and chuckled softly, a sound that felt both familiar and strange. "I know it's hard to believe. I didn't leave by choice. I had to go far away. But now I'm back, and I wanted to see you first." Ethan took a step back, unsure whether to run or to approach her. His rational mind screamed that this was impossible. Aliens weren't real. And yet, everything about Lyra, from her voice, to the way she moved, to the way her eyes seemed to know him, made his heart and mind contradict each other. "Lyra, this is insane," Ethan said, rubbing his eyes. You're human, right? You're me? My neighbor from the old street?" Lyra nodded. "I was, but I'm more than that now." Her words sent a shiver down Ethan's spine. There was no aggression in her tone, only warmth and longing. "More than that? What do you mean?" "I can't explain everything here," she said, glancing around as if the city itself might be listening. "There are things about me, about where I went, that are too big for now. But I promise I am who you remember, and I came back because I needed to see you." Ethan's mind spun with questions. Why now? Why appear after all these years? And why the strange feeling that Lyra was not entirely like other humans? Yet, beneath the fear, a small spark of curiosity grew. He had always wondered what happened to her, and now somehow the answer was standing in front of him. He finally lowered his guard. Okay. I don't understand most of this, but I remember you. I remember playing in the park, climbing trees, laughing at silly things. I missed that. Lyra smiled, her eyes softening. I missed it too. And I never forgot you, Ethan. For a moment, silence hung between them. The city noises faded into the background, leaving only the echo of memories. Ethan felt a strange comfort, as if a missing piece of his childhood had returned. Then Lyra stepped closer. "There's something important you should know," she said. "I'm not like the others, my family. We come from far beyond this world. I had to leave Earth to protect both of us, but now I'm back to make things right." Ethan felt his pulse quicken. Aliens. He had seen them only in movies and books. Yet everything about Lyra, the way she spoke, the calm confidence in her eyes, made him believe her. And a part of him, the part that had never let go of childhood wonder, wanted to trust her. "Aliens?" he asked, barely above a whisper. "You mean you're not human, Lyra shook her head slowly. I look human. I sound human. But I am part of a race that has been observing humans for a long time. We never interfered. Until now. And now I'm here for a reason. Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. Observing humans? Why? Because humans are unique, Lyra said, looking at him with intensity. Your kind has something no other species has. Courage, creativity, hope. You can face challenges in ways no one else can. That is why I wanted to find you first. Ethan swallowed hard. The words sounded incredible, almost unbelievable, and yet, hearing them from Lyra, he felt a strange pride. Maybe, just maybe, humans were capable of more than he had ever imagined. Why me? He asked, still uncertain. Why come back now? Lyra's gaze softened. Because the world is about to change. And you. I trust you. You have the heart and mind to understand what is coming. Ethan looked around, suddenly seeing his familiar streets in a different light. Something beyond Earth was reaching for him, and somehow Lyra was the key. I don't know what to say, Ethan admitted. This is overwhelming. You don't need to say anything, Lyra said. Just remember what you felt as a child. Courage, friendship, curiosity. Those things matter more now than ever. Ethan took a deep breath and nodded slowly. Okay. I'll listen. Tell me everything. From the beginning. Lyra smiled and extended her hand. Then let's walk. There's much to discuss, and little time. Ethan took her hand cautiously, and for the first time in years he felt a sense of wonder and excitement he hadn't experienced since childhood. Together, they walked down the quiet streets of the city, sharing stories, memories, and secrets that bridged the gap between the past and the extraordinary future waiting for them. As they disappeared into the night, the lights of the city shimmered around them like tiny stars, and Ethan realized that nothing would ever be the same again. Ethan and Lyra walked through the quiet streets, their footsteps echoing softly against the pavement. The city lights reflected in puddles from an earlier rain, creating tiny shimmering stars at their feet. Ethan's mind raced with questions. How had Lyra returned? Where had she gone all these years? And most importantly, why now? Lyra seemed to sense his thoughts. She spoke softly, her voice calm but urgent. Ethan, I know this is a lot to take in. You have every right to be confused, but I promise, I will explain everything. As much as I can. Ethan nodded, though the words felt heavy. He had always been a logical person, someone who solved problems with science and reason. But tonight, reason seemed inadequate. The girl he had known as a child, now a radiant woman, was telling him she wasn't entirely human. And somehow he believed her. They turned into an alley leading to a small hidden courtyard. In the center was a bench surrounded by flowering bushes that glowed faintly in the city light. Lyra motioned for Ethan to sit. I want to start from the beginning, she said, sitting beside him, before I disappeared. Ethan leaned back, bracing himself. My family, we are not from Earth, Lyra began. We come from a planet far beyond your solar system. Our people have lived among humans for a long time, quietly observing. We study humanity, not to harm, but to understand. Your creativity, your courage, your emotions, they are unlike anything in the universe. Ethan's eyes widened. He had read about intelligent life in books, dreamed of aliens visiting Earth, but this was real. Right in front of him. Lyra continued. When I was 10, our family had to leave Earth suddenly. A cosmic threat. Something dangerous. Forced us to go. I couldn't explain it to anyone, not even to you. It was safer for me to disappear. Ethan's mind flashed back to the empty house next door, the sudden silence, and the unanswered questions of childhood. He had never understood why Lyra left, and now, the truth was far bigger than he had imagined. Why come back now? Ethan asked. After all these years? Lyra's gaze grew serious. Because that same threat has returned. Earth, your people might be in danger again. I came back because I believe humans can help stop it. You can help. Ethan swallowed hard. Me? I'm just an engineer. I work with machines, numbers, and plans. How could I possibly help against something cosmic? Lyra smiled faintly, a mixture of amusement and admiration in her eyes. That's exactly why you can. Humans have something no other species has. Intuition, adaptability, creativity, courage. You see solutions that others cannot. You act in ways no one expects. That is why I need you, Ethan. Ethan felt a strange pride rise in him, mixed with fear. The idea that humans were unique, special in the vast universe was overwhelming, but exciting. Perhaps there was more to humanity than he had ever realized. Lyra leaned closer. I cannot reveal everything yet. There are parts of my world, and the threat we face, that are too dangerous to discuss openly. But I can teach you small things that will prepare you, and in time you will understand why humans matter. Ethan nodded slowly, though uncertainty tugged at him. He had so many questions, but one thing was clear. He trusted Lyra. Somehow, he always had. For the next hour, Lyra shared stories of her world. She described vast cities floating in the sky, forests that glimmered with bioluminescent light, and beings who could communicate without words. She spoke of her people's mission to observe, learn, and protect, always silently, until now. Ethan listened in awe. The world he had known, his small city, his neighborhood, even the planet itself, suddenly felt small and fragile, and yet he realized that humans were capable of more than he had ever imagined. There's more, Lyra said, her tone serious again. Humans have potential. You can rise to challenges that no one else can. That is why the threat targets your kind, not because you are weak, but because you are valuable. Ethan's mind whirled. Targets us. Why? Lyra shook her head. It's complicated, but the important thing is this. We cannot face it alone. Your intuition, your courage, your creativity, those are the tools that can save not just humans, but countless other species as well. Ethan looked at her, his heart pounding. He wanted to ask more questions, so many. But for the first time, he also felt a spark of determination. If humans truly were unique, if they truly could make a difference, then perhaps he had a role to play after all. Lyra's eyes softened. I know this is overwhelming. I know it is hard to believe. But I came back to find you because I knew you would understand. And because I knew you would act when it matters most. Ethan took a deep breath. The weight of responsibility pressed on him, yet it was mixed with an unfamiliar excitement. This was not just about survival. This was about discovering what humans were truly capable of. All right, he said finally, his voice steady. I'll listen, I'll learn, and I'll do whatever I can to help. Lyra's smile widened. Good. That is all I ask. For now, one step at a time. They stood together in the courtyard, the night air cool against their skin. Ethan felt a mixture of fear, curiosity, and hope swirling inside him. He had no idea what lay ahead, but for the first time in years he felt alive in a way he hadn't since childhood. Lyra extended her hand. Come with me, she said. I will show you something that will help you understand why humans matter. And why you matter, Ethan. Ethan hesitated only a moment before taking her hand. Together, they walked through the hidden paths of the city, moving toward a place that seemed ordinary, but held secrets far beyond imagination. As they walked, Ethan realized something incredible. The girl he had once known, the friend he had lost, was back. Not just as a memory, but as a guide, a teacher, and perhaps the key to humanity's future. And in that moment, Ethan understood that life would never be the same again. The city lights shimmered around them, but Ethan no longer just saw buildings and streets. He saw a beginning, a doorway into a larger world where humans could shine brighter than they had ever dreamed. And Lyra, the alien beauty who claimed to be his childhood neighbor, was leading the way. Ethan followed Lyra through narrow alleys and hidden passages until they reached the outskirts of the city. The streets here were quiet, almost forgotten, lined with old buildings that looked abandoned. But Lyra moved with confidence, as if she had known this place her entire life. Finally, they stopped in front of a nondescript warehouse. Ethan frowned. "This is it?" he asked. Lyra smiled. "Appearances can be deceiving." She pressed her hand against the wall, and to Ethan's shock, a glowing panel appeared. Symbols shifted and glowed briefly. Then the wall slid aside, revealing a chamber bathed in soft, warm light. Inside, the space was unlike anything Ethan had ever seen. Strange devices floated in mid-air. Panels displayed maps of stars and planets, and a gentle hum filled the room. At the center stood a circular platform, glowing faintly. What is this place?" Ethan whispered, stepping closer. "This is my family's old observation chamber," Lyra said. "It is where we study worlds, track events across the galaxy, and sometimes prepare for threats. I wanted you to see it so you understand how humans can help." Ethan's eyes widened as he took in the technology. Nothing in his lab, nothing he had ever seen on Earth could compare to this. He reached out to touch a floating panel, and it responded immediately, displaying holographic images of planets and strange energy fields. Lyra chuckled softly. "Careful. The technology here is advanced, but it can be understood, especially by someone with a curious mind like yours." Ethan nodded, feeling a thrill of excitement. "It's amazing. I never imagined anything like this could exist." Lyra walked to the glowing platform and gestured for Ethan to stand on it. Hesitant but trusting, he stepped forward. The platform hummed, and a soft light surrounded him. He felt weightless for a moment, then suddenly saw a simulation appear in the air above the platform. Images of Earth and distant stars spun around him. Energy pulses, cosmic storms, and strange entities appeared and vanished. Ethan gasped. "This is a threat that could reach Earth," Lyra explained. "It moves fast, changes quickly, and is powerful. My people can study it, but we cannot fight it alone. Humans have a special advantage. You can think in ways no other species can. You can adapt, improvise, and act with courage." Ethan's mind raced. "So, you're saying humans can actually make a difference, that we're capable?" Lyra nodded. "Exactly. Your species is not the strongest physically, nor the most technologically advanced. But your creativity, determination, and unpredictability are strengths. That is why I came back for you." Ethan took a deep breath, feeling both fear and determination. The idea that he might be able to help, to protect his world, filled him with a strange energy. For the first time in his life, he felt that he could truly matter on a cosmic scale. "All right," he said, his voice steady. "Show me. Teach me what I need to know." Lyra smiled, her eyes shining. "Good. We'll start small, understanding the threat, knowing how it moves, and learning to use our combined skills." Over the next few hours, Lyra guided Ethan through simulations and exercises. She showed him how to read patterns in energy flows, how to predict movements of cosmic entities, and how human intuition could complement alien technology. Ethan found himself quickly understanding concepts that had seemed impossible at first. "This is incredible," Ethan said during a pause. "I never imagined humans could do something like this. We're adaptable, we think differently." Lyra nodded. "That is why you are special. And that is why humans can succeed where others fail. You see possibilities that are invisible to others. You take risks, but you also create solutions." As they trained, Ethan began to notice another change. Lyra herself seemed more relaxed in his presence, almost like the girl he remembered from childhood. And yet, there was still an aura of mystery around her. Something about her presence felt powerful, otherworldly, but always calm and reassuring. After a particularly complex simulation, Ethan stepped off the platform, sweating but exhilarated. "I can see it now. Humans, we can adapt, think, and act when needed, even in impossible situations. Lyra smiled. Exactly. And that is why we need humans in this fight. We cannot rely only on technology or strength. We need intuition, courage, and creativity. That is your advantage. Ethan felt a surge of pride. For the first time, he saw humanity not as ordinary or weak, but as something extraordinary, something that could shape the future, even in the vastness of space. Lyra's expression grew serious. Ethan, there will be challenges. There will be moments when fear tries to stop you. But remember this, humans are capable of remarkable things. You have already shown me that courage and quick thinking matter, and together we can face what is coming. Ethan nodded. I understand. And I'm ready to try. Lyra extended her hand toward him, the soft glow from the platform reflecting in her eyes. Good. Tomorrow we begin a new step. We'll train, prepare, and learn how humans and aliens can work together. And soon, we will face the threat directly. Ethan looked at her, determination building inside him. The city beyond the warehouse. Walls seemed small now, fragile even. But he realized something incredible. Humans were more than just ordinary beings. They were capable of bravery, ingenuity, and hope. And he was about to prove it. That night, as Ethan walked home, his mind raced with possibilities. He replayed the simulations, remembered Lyra's lessons, and felt a new sense of purpose. For the first time in his life, he felt that his actions could truly matter. He thought of the streets he had grown up on, the friends he had played with, and the world he loved. And he understood that he was not alone. Lyra, the girl who had once been his neighbor and now returned as an alien guide, was with him. Together they would explore humanity's potential and face challenges no one else could. Ethan paused on the bridge overlooking the river, staring at the city lights reflecting in the water. We can do this, he whispered to himself. We can really make a difference. And for the first time, the thought didn't seem impossible. Above him, the stars shone brighter than ever, as if acknowledging the beginning of a partnership between humans and beings from beyond the stars. The sun was just beginning to rise over the city, painting the streets in soft gold, but Ethan barely noticed. His mind was still buzzing from the training he had received with Lyra the night before. He had learned to read patterns, understand alien technology, and see possibilities in situations that seemed impossible. But nothing could have prepared him for what would happen next. Lyra's comm device buzzed softly. She looked at it and frowned. It's happening sooner than I expected, she said, her voice calm but urgent. The threat has reached the edge of Earth's system. We need to act. Ethan's heart raced. The threat, the cosmic entity? He asked. Lyra nodded. Yes, and this time, it will not wait. Earth is vulnerable, and humans are exactly what it wants to study and challenge. We must prepare immediately. Without another word, they ran to the warehouse, where the observation chamber glowed faintly in the early morning light. The holographic displays showed fast-moving energy waves approaching the planet. Strange, shadowy forms twisted through space, moving with precision and intent. It's huge, Ethan whispered, staring at the display. Can we really stop it? Lyra shook her head. We cannot stop it with force alone. That is why humans are essential. Your unpredictability, your courage, your quick thinking. These are the tools that can make the difference. Technology alone will not save Earth. Ethan swallowed hard, feeling both fear and determination. He had always thought of humans as ordinary, fragile, limited. But now he realized that ordinary, humans, using their minds, intuition, and courage, could be extraordinary. Lyra activated a small console. We need to gather a team, not just humans but also our allies from other worlds who are friendly to Earth. We must combine our strengths. And you, Ethan, will lead the first scouting mission. Ethan's eyes widened. Me? Lead a mission? Lyra nodded. Yes. You understand human behavior. You think creatively, and you can act in ways no one expects. That is exactly what we need. Ethan took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. Fear gnawed at his stomach, but determination burned brighter. All right, tell me what to do. For the next few hours, Lyra guided Ethan in assembling a small team of humans and friendly aliens. They trained together, combining human ingenuity with alien technology. Humans learned to navigate the alien devices, and the aliens learned to trust human instincts. Each exercise brought new understanding, new strategies, and new confidence. By evening, the team was ready. Ethan stood before them, feeling the weight of responsibility, but also a surge of pride. These were ordinary humans and aliens, yet together they could face something extraordinary. Lyra handed him a small device. This will allow you to communicate instantly with me and the other allies. Use it wisely, trust your instincts, and remember, humans are capable of incredible things. Ethan nodded. I understand. Let's do this. As night fell, the team gathered near the edge of the city, where a hidden portal to space waited. The portal shimmered faintly, and Lyra led them through. The stars stretched endlessly above, and the shadowy forms of the cosmic threat moved in the distance. Ethan felt a thrill of awe and fear. This was unlike anything he had ever experienced. The universe was vast, mysterious, and dangerous, but also beautiful. Lyra gestured toward the approaching forms. We will engage carefully, observe patterns, adapt quickly, and act boldly. Remember, humans are unpredictable. That is your strength. The first encounter was chaotic. Energy pulses and shadowy tendrils moved faster than the eye could follow. The aliens tried using their technology to contain the threat, but it adapted almost instantly. Ethan remembered Lyra's words. He took a deep breath and relied on instinct, watching the patterns of movement carefully. Spotting a moment of hesitation in the entity's path, he signaled the humans to act. They improvised a trap using their surroundings and alien devices, and to everyone's surprise, it worked. Lyra's eyes shone with pride. Exactly. Humans see possibilities others cannot. That is why we need you. The team continued, facing smaller waves of the threat. Every time, Ethan noticed how human creativity and courage made a difference. Quick thinking, unexpected moves, and bold decisions slowed the entity's advance and gave the aliens an advantage. During a brief pause, Ethan looked around at his team. Humans and aliens worked side by side, learning from each other, adapting, and trusting instincts. I never imagined humans could do this, he said quietly to Lyra. Lyra smiled. You always could. Most just never realize it. But now, the world will see. Hours passed like minutes. The team faced several waves, each more challenging than the last. But every time, human intuition and adaptability found solutions the alien technology alone could not provide. Ethan felt a new sense of purpose, an understanding that humans were not weak, not ordinary, but capable of greatness in ways even the most advanced beings could not predict. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the waves slowed. The cosmic entity retreated, at least temporarily, giving Earth a moment of respite. The team returned to the observation chamber, exhausted but exhilarated. Lyra turned to Ethan, her expression serious. This is only the beginning. The threat will return, stronger and smarter. But today, humans showed what they are capable of. Today, we have hope. Ethan felt pride swell within him. He looked at his team, humans and aliens alike, sharing glances of accomplishment and trust. For the first time, he truly understood Lyra's words. Humans were special, not because of strength or technology, but because of courage, creativity, and the ability to rise to challenges no one else could. Dawn approached. Ethan stood by the large window of the observation chamber, looking out at Earth below. The city lights were still faint, the streets slowly waking, unaware of the battle that had just taken place above. But Ethan knew the truth now. Humans mattered. Their courage, their minds, Their hearts, they were the key to survival. Lyra came to stand beside him. "You did well, Ethan. Today, humans shined." Ethan nodded. "It wasn't just me. It was everyone. Humans. We're capable of more than we think." Lyra smiled, placing a hand on his shoulder. "And now we prepare for the next step. The real challenge is coming, and we will face it together. Humans and aliens, side by side. That is how we will protect this world." Ethan looked at the stars above, a sense of determination filling him. Whatever the cosmic threat was, whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew one thing clearly. Humans could rise to meet them, and he would be ready. The universe was vast and dangerous, but for the first time, Ethan felt confident. Humans were not powerless. Humans were not ordinary. And together with Lyra, he would help show the galaxy what humans could truly achieve. The morning sun rose over the city, casting long shadows on the streets below. Ethan stood at the edge of the observation chamber, looking out at the world he had always known. It seemed small, fragile, and yet to him, it was precious. He felt a surge of determination. Today would not be like yesterday. Today, humans and aliens would show what they were truly capable of. Lyra approached him, her eyes bright with purpose. "Ethan, the threat is returning," she said, "stronger this time. We cannot wait. Humans must lead, and I will be here to guide and support you." Ethan nodded, his hands clenched with determination. He had learned so much in the last few days about alien technology, about cosmic threats, and most importantly, about the unique power humans possessed. Courage, creativity, and quick thinking were their greatest tools. The team gathered in the chamber. Humans and friendly aliens stood side by side, ready for what was coming. Each human carried their own knowledge, intuition, and daring spirit. The aliens had advanced technology, but it was the humans' unpredictability that would turn the tide. Lyra addressed the group. "We face a challenge that no species can face alone. The entity knows patterns, it adapts quickly, and it is powerful. But humans are unpredictable. That is your advantage. Trust yourselves, trust each other, and act boldly." Ethan stepped forward. "We've trained, we've learned, and we've seen our strengths. Today, we show what humans can do. We will act together, humans and aliens, and we will protect our world." A cheer rose from the team. Ethan felt a thrill run through him. This was more than a mission. It was a chance to prove humanity's value on a cosmic scale. The portal shimmered, and the team stepped through, rising above Earth into the vast expanse of space. Stars stretched endlessly around them, and in the distance the shadowy forms of the cosmic entity twisted and moved with deadly precision. Lyra's voice came through the comm. "Observe patterns. Act decisively and never forget. Your unpredictability is your strength." The first wave of the entity's forces arrived quickly. Dark, twisting shapes surged toward the team, moving with frightening speed. The aliens activated their devices, but the entity adapted, avoiding their traps with ease. Ethan felt a surge of adrenaline. "Humans, trust your instincts. Look for opportunities no one else sees," he shouted. Humans on the team acted immediately, improvising strategies that surprised both the entity and the aliens. One human used debris from a nearby asteroid to create a sudden blockade. Another manipulated the alien energy fields in an unexpected way, trapping part of the shadowy forms. Lyra watched in awe. "Exactly. Humans see possibilities no one else does," she said. "This is why you are essential." Ethan felt a rush of pride. He had always thought of humans as ordinary, but now he saw the truth. Courage, creativity, and quick thinking could change the course of events even against a powerful cosmic force. Hours passed as the team battled the entity, each wave more challenging than the last. Humans continued to act with boldness, improvising solutions that no alien technology alone could provide. They worked together seamlessly with the aliens, learning from each other and growing stronger with each encounter. During a brief pause, Ethan looked around at his team. Humans and aliens alike were exhausted but determined. Their cooperation was a thing of beauty, a proof that different beings working together could achieve incredible things. Lyra came to Ethan's side. "They're doing well," she said, softly. "You've inspired them. Humans shine brightest when they trust themselves and each other." Ethan nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "It's amazing. Humans, we really can make a difference, not just physically or technologically, but with our courage and minds." Lyra smiled. "Yes, and that is why you are special, not stronger or faster, but capable in ways no one expects." The entity launched a final, massive wave. Shadowy forms, twisted and surged with incredible speed, aiming directly at Earth. The team braced themselves, knowing this was the most dangerous moment. Ethan felt fear, but he also felt confidence. He remembered Lyra's words: trust instincts, act boldly, and never forget the human advantage. Taking a deep breath, he directed the humans to positions that no one expected. Together, they executed a plan born entirely of creativity and intuition. Humans and aliens combined their abilities in new ways, creating a coordinated attack that the entity could not predict. Energy pulses collided, light and shadow twisting through space, and for a moment, it seemed impossible that they could succeed. But humans acted with courage and cleverness, finding the gaps and turning the tide. Finally, with one last daring move, the entity's wave was stopped. It retreated, vanishing into the darkness of space, at least for now. The team cheered, exhausted but triumphant. Humans had made the difference. Their unpredictability, courage, and ingenuity had turned the impossible into reality. Lyra turned to Ethan, her eyes shining with pride. "Today, humans showed their true potential. Courage, creativity, determination, these are your greatest weapons, and you led them brilliantly." Ethan felt a warmth spread through him. He looked at the humans around him, at their faces filled with pride and relief. For the first time, he truly understood what Lyra had meant. Humans were not ordinary. They were capable of greatness, of heroism, of shining even in the darkest moments. As the team returned to Earth, Ethan stood on the observation platform, gazing at the planet below. The city lights twinkled, the streets calm and unaware of the battle above. But he knew the truth. Humans had made a difference. They had shown courage, creativity, and heart. Lyra came to stand beside him. "This is only the beginning," she said, "but today, you have proven that humans can rise to challenges no one else can. Remember this, Ethan. Remember what humans can do." Ethan nodded, a sense of pride and determination filling him. "I will, and we'll be ready for whatever comes next. Humans will always shine, no matter how dark the challenge." The stars above seemed to sparkle brighter, reflecting the hope, courage, and determination that humans had shown. Ethan knew that humanity's story was just beginning, and that with Lyra and the team by his side, they were ready to face the universe. For the first time, he felt certain of one thing. Humans were not just survivors, they were heroes. The sky above the city was calm, almost peaceful, but Ethan knew better. The final wave of the cosmic threat was coming. Its shadowy forms were massive and fast, moving through space with purpose. There was no more time for hesitation. The humans and aliens had prepared, trained, and grown together. But this was the ultimate test. Lyra stood beside Ethan, her presence steady and reassuring. "This is it," she said. "Everything we've done has led to this moment. Trust yourselves, trust each other, and trust the human advantage. You can do this." Ethan nodded. He looked at the team, humans and aliens alike, and felt pride swell in his chest. They had come so far together. Humans had shown courage, creativity, and adaptability beyond imagination. Today, they would prove that, once again. The team moved through the portal, emerging above Earth. Stars stretched endlessly in every direction, and the massive shadowy forms of the cosmic entity loomed ahead. Energy ripples twisted through space, threatening everything in their path. Lyra's voice came through their comms. Observe the patterns. Look for openings. Humans, your unpredictability is your greatest weapon. Act boldly, and remember, you are capable of more than you know. Ethan took a deep breath. Everyone ready? He asked. A chorus of determined voices answered him. Yes. The battle began instantly. Shadowy forms surged forward, faster and stronger than before. The aliens activated their technology, creating barriers and traps, but the entity adapted quickly. It was clear that sheer strength would not win this fight. Ethan scanned the movement carefully. He noticed subtle hesitations, tiny patterns in the entity's attacks. He signaled the humans to take positions that no one would expect. One by one, humans used their creativity to improvise, turning floating debris into barriers, redirecting energy pulses, and using alien technology in ways it was never designed for. Lyra watched, her eyes wide with admiration. This is it, she whispered. Humans shine brightest when they act with courage and ingenuity. The humans' unexpected moves disrupted the entity's formations. Shadowy tendrils twisted and recoiled as humans and aliens coordinated perfectly. Every bold decision, every creative action caused the entity to falter. Ethan led a small group on a daring maneuver. Using a combination of alien energy manipulation and human intuition, they created a trap the entity could not predict. The shadowy forms were caught, unable to escape. The cosmic threat shrieked through space, retreating slowly as the team held their ground. Lyra's voice came through the comm again. Excellent. Humans, your actions have made the difference. Keep it up. Ethan felt adrenaline surge. Fear was still there, but it was overshadowed by confidence. Humans were not ordinary. They were capable of incredible things when they trusted themselves, worked together, and acted boldly. The battle raged on, waves colliding in dazzling bursts of light and energy. Humans and aliens moved as one, each action complementing the other. Ethan noticed a final opening, a chance to end the threat once and for all. Now, he shouted. Everyone together! With a coordinated effort, humans and aliens unleashed their combined power, energy pulses, creativity and courage intertwined, forming a brilliant strike. The cosmic entity could not adapt fast enough. It shrieked and twisted before finally dissipating into the darkness of space. Silence followed. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if celebrating the victory. Ethan felt a mix of exhaustion, relief, and triumph. Humans had made the difference. Their courage, creativity, and teamwork had saved Earth. Lyra appeared beside him, smiling. You did it, Ethan. Humans did it. You proved what I always knew, that humans are extraordinary. Ethan looked at the city below, peaceful and unaware of the battle above. It wasn't just me. It was all of us. Humans, aliens, everyone working together. That's what made the difference. Lyra nodded. Exactly. And that is the lesson. The universe must learn. Humans are capable of greatness in ways no other species can match. As the team returned to the observation chamber, Ethan felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The journey had been dangerous, uncertain, and challenging, but it had shown the true strength of humanity. Courage, creativity, and teamwork had turned the impossible into reality. Later, as the team rested, Lyra turned to Ethan. Now that the immediate threat is gone, we can begin a new chapter. Humans have proven themselves. The galaxy will take notice, and you, Ethan, will continue to guide and inspire. Ethan smiled, thinking of the journey from the moment he first saw Lyra under the oak tree. From curiosity to training, from fear to courage, he had discovered the potential within himself and within humanity. Lyra's eyes sparkled. I will stay on Earth for now, she said softly. To help, to guide, and to share knowledge. But, most importantly, to witness the human spirit in action. Ethan felt a warmth in his heart. The girl who had once been his neighbor, the alien beauty who had returned, was now a partner, a guide, and a friend. Together, they would explore the future, facing challenges and opportunities alike. He looked out the window at the city lights, twinkling like stars below and then up at the sky above. The universe was vast, full of mysteries and wonders, but he no longer felt small or powerless. Humans had shined today. They had proven their worth. And the future was theirs to shape. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. Ethan, the journey is just beginning. Humans have a place among the stars, and together we will help ensure that humanity's light continues to shine brightly. Ethan nodded, determination and hope burning in his eyes. Yes, Lyra, we will. Humans will rise, face challenges, and shine in ways no one expects, and we'll do it together. The stars above seemed to twinkle with promise. Earth was safe, for now, but more importantly, humanity had discovered its strength, courage, and potential. And as Ethan and Lyra stood side by side looking out at the endless sky, one truth was clear. Humans were not just survivors. They were heroes. The universe had taken notice, and the story of humanity, its courage, ingenuity, and hope, was only beginning.